my dear batchmates, Sunil and Diyanka. In fact, I was remembering that when we joined in 1989, I never expected that these two were the persons with me on the date of retirement. So this is all fate. So my two friends are there today and other colleagues. Today makes a significant milestone in my career journey as I bid farewell to the esteemed Income Tax Department. It is with a mix of emotions that I stand before you, reflecting on the years of service, challenges, triumphs, and a profound sense of fulfillment that the role has brought me. First and foremost, I want to express my deepest gratitude to all of you gathered here, as well as those who couldn't join. Special thanks to all those who have wished me directly, sent messages over phone, and sent messages through the organization of today's program. I am overwhelmed to see these many senior officers still remembers me and loves me so much. Now I realize that if I was successful in any endeavors in the department, it was only because of the blessings of these many senior officers, and with such blessings, I cannot afford to fail. Your unwavering support, dedication, and commitment have been the cornerstone of our success in ensuring tax compliance and fostering a culture of fairness and integrity within our system. As I look back on my tenure, I am filled with pride at the remarkable progress we have made together. We have tackled complex tax issues, implemented innovative strategies, and modernized our system to better serve the taxpayers and uphold the principle of justice and equity. Throughout my career, I have had the privilege of working alongside some of the brightest minds in the field of taxation. One day I was lucky that except for 1 year, all my superior officers were extremely good and kind to me. Their expertise, professionalism, and dedication to our mission have inspired me every step of the way. Together, we have navigated through challenging economic landscapes, evolving regulatory frameworks, and emerging technologies, always with a steadfast commitment to excellence. I take this opportunity to specially remember all my senior officers, colleagues, and junior officers and officials in the past 35 years of service. But beyond the number and regulations, what truly stands out to me is the relationship we have built and the bonds we have formed along the way. The camaraderie and sense of purpose that define our system, our teamwork, that has been the driving force behind our collective achievements. As I transition into retirement, I am filled with a sense of optimism for the future of our organization. I have every confidence that under the new leadership, you will continue to build upon our successes and strive for even greater heights. Now something personal, because many of my junior colleagues used to ask me about how my career changed or progressed or transformed in the past 35 years. This journey started 33 years back on 9th of January 1989. First 1.5 years as usual training in the academy, a person who did graduation and post-graduation in agriculture, entering into an alien field of taxation laws and accountancy. If such a professional became a guest faculty to the very same National Academy in 1995, that is within 5 years of coming out, then the credit surely goes to the best faculty in the academy who created such interest in the subject and made a professional to excel in the work. Further, by 2009, that is within 19 years of coming out of the academy, a book on taxation prepared by a person who doesn't have any structured qualification in law and accountancy could find a place in the academy of the National Academy of Direct Taxes, which taught him the basics of taxation. I owe it to the destiny and the constant support and encouragement of my family, who stood with me to take up this gigantic task. From the academy, I reached the field. Assignments were changing, assessment, investigation, conducting searches, working as department representative before the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal, say as a work in audit, as a range head, computer section at Bangalore in 2003-04, when the crucial discussion with TCS and Infosys were taking place for business process re-engineering. Then audit, say as a CAG judicial, then PCAG in Panaji, faceless CCAG, and finally principal CCAG. Of course, board in its discipline has decided that even though I was promoted with effect from December 23 and drawing the salary, I should not perform as a principal CCAG and create havoc. That is why, anyway, it is a discipline of the higher authorities, let it prevail. This is what the destiny. As I said earlier, the assignments were changing. The tasks and functions were different. Each time I reach a new post, I think that, okay, this is a post where a lot of things have to be done. I have to do so many things, and this is the most important task in the department. Whereas some other people, my colleagues, think that, okay, it is a useless post, there is no work. But because I have noticed that after working in various capacities, all the posts in this department created by our forefathers are having sufficient work, sufficient powers or sufficient duties to perform. Everything is there. We are not taking out the real purpose of creating that post. That is what my feeling. Now, from there, I have traveled. Say earlier, the speakers were telling about my 13 years stay in the tribunal. Of course, 13 years I worked as a department representative in ITAE. That was the period I enjoyed the maximum. I got the opportunity to argue several cases for the department, rubbing shoulders with the experts in the industry, that is reputed and experienced advocates and chartered accountants from all over the country. I am very much thankful to the members of the tribunal who patiently heard my arguments, appreciated it, and finally decided in favor of the department on several contentious issues. Even purposefully, I did not obtain a formal law degree, just to prove that a person who is an agriculture graduate with no formal law education in law and accountancy can easily be at par with the legends in the profession in the work before the ITAE. As an anecdote, though I have more than 100 reported decisions on contentious issues, later on when I submitted the reward proposals to my department on such representation before ITAE, I realized that convincing an outside department IT is far easier than convincing my own people. The reward proposals are still pending for more than 2 years as an orphan. Anyway, these are all experience we have to say obtained during the course of the journey. Life was going on smoothly till 2001, when there was a great restructuring which happened in the department. Then Vigilance Directorate was created in all the 4 zones of the country. Persons in the newly created South Zone, they were in full vigor to prove their dedication. One of my senior colleagues was a part of that team. He felt that I am not getting proper sleep because I am lying on a bed stacked with the gold and cash. So he tried to get me out of, say, my sleepless nights. He went through the old files. He found that there was one file against me which was earlier closed by CBDT with the concurrence of CBC. So he approached that complainant. You come, you give me one more new complaint. Whatever the same substance, you give me one more new complaint so that I can start working. Because he wanted to protect the interest of nation. Like what Brutus did by planning assassination of Julius Caesar. Protect the interest of nation. Even though he was informed that this complaining group was searched 5 years back by my team, their goods physically attacked our officers and officials. And we filed case before the local police station. And finally, the 1 month before making this new complaint, 6 persons of that group were sentenced for 6 months rigorous imprisonment. But when they appeared as complainant, they became VVIP guests, offered tea, biscuits, whatever it is. And he doesn't want to discuss with any of the senior officers who were also involved in that search. Because what are these people telling were the biblical truths. Otherwise, how can he develop a case? And he was challenging for information against me. So this is what happened. First, he started with my wife's case. My wife's income tax assessment was taken for scrutiny. He realized that the present officer cannot do as he is wishing. He asked the commissioner to pass a 127 order and transfer that case to a person to his choice. They could pass a big assessment order. I went and filed the appeal. Commission appeals deleted it. Department went in appeal before tribunal and high court. Both of them upheld the order of the commission appeals. Then comes the next drama. He is sending a report to the vigilance stating the facts mentioned in the assessment order but suppressing the findings of the commission appeals. In fact, 6 months before the report, the order of the commission appeals came and it was given effect to by the assessing officer. But that fact was suppressed. Twice, Delhi Vigilance Section sent back the file telling that at the most it is only a department inquiry case. No. Again pursuing. The third time it was approved, it was sent to an outside agency. He is sending letter to an outside agency. I wanted to beat my brother. I don't have ammunition. You people please come inside and beat my brother. Okay, any outsider getting such an offer from within the house, they will be happy. They came, they searched my office, my residence, my relative's place, my friend's place, everywhere. But unfortunately, what my big brother was expecting was not there anywhere. So not even a single day he could make the board to suspend me. So this was then I was going through the records. I found that there was one more report written by him telling that not only Shaji, his wife also should be made as accused in this case. See, an outside agency, they know how to conduct the search. At least give the prerogative to them to decide who ought to be made accused. No. My big brother, he wanted justice to be done. Yet, Brutus is an honorable man. No regrets. So these things are happening. Then people are talking about my book. Say in the book publishing also, I read this one. I don't want to waste my time thinking about what happened to me, say earlier period or the frustration. I had to go in the negative mood of frustration, etc. Then I thought that okay, I can have a positive mind, even though because of his reckless action, both myself earlier somebody was telling about ideal couple. This ideal couple has to stand in the accused box in a criminal court, where goons, thieves, terrorists, they are standing. When they come out, we next call and these others, we have to stand. This is what a big brother has done to me. To protect the interest of the country. What I love and affection for my senior colleague. So that is why, secondly, I came to know that department wants to publish a book on case laws in favor of department. I sent the manuscript to proper channel. By the time from Vigilance he has reached the headquarters, he wrote, this person is in red, the author of the book. His book will malign the minds of younger generation, so not to be forwarded. Later on, department realized that that his batchmate was a DIT, PR and PP in charge of publication in Delhi. He told that, you send it directly, we will publish it. Like that, I sent it, 2009, it was published. Then, after 3 years, department realized that it has benefited a lot, many officers, and it has not maligned the minds of any younger generation as my senior was expecting. So they asked me to prepare the second edition. That was published in 2012. That was published by the FM, giving a copy to the chairman's immediately in the CCAT's conference. But strangely, I was not invited because I was only an additional commissioner. How in a chief commissioner's conference an additional commissioner can be felicitated? Like we have seen in some temples, the Shilpi of the idol will not be invited for the sacrament because of some caste issues. The same situation, I think, it is the first time I am hearing that a book is published without the author, even though the author is alive and not bedridden. Then I decided that I will prepare the third edition only after I reach my entitled position. That is why the long delay from 2012 to 2024. Now that I have reached it, I have prepared it, now it is for the CBDG to publish it. In fact, when I was going through the papers submitted by the court, etc., there was one occasion where I got overwhelmed. I saw a report sent by my senior colleague as an additional commissioner, Vigilance. I do not agree with CBC because I told you earlier this case was secured by Vigilance and Delhi and closed the matter with the concurrence of CBC. So our additional commissioner is writing, I do not agree with CBC. I got overwhelmed. What a power of the additional commissioner of income tax. But within seconds I realized I am in fool's paradise. The overzealousness of somebody, power will make them blind. So those type of attitude, we will try to write to this extent also. This is what is happening. But some of you thought that he is only an additional commissioner. How he can do this thing? What about the seniors? Dear friends, in bureaucracy, it works like that. Whatever is written from the bottom will be only forwarded by the higher authorities. That is why I told that even a termite can destroy the whole building if it is not properly controlled. So my request to my as a junior colleagues here only is, don't trouble others unnecessarily. In fact, along with the CBA case, I got another department inquiry, charge sheet. I have to find out one defense assistant to plead for me. I searched, nobody is available. Then I thought that, okay, I will take up this work. I started reading the books, finding out what is the role, how to do, how to examine, cross-examine, all that, because it is a life and death problem. And find out that nowadays very few people good in service laws. So I used to discuss with some people who are good in that, etc. So finally I started for myself. Now, apart from whatever my biodata who is read out here, I find pleasure in seeing that I have so far saved 7 persons from major penalty from the department. I take pride in that. Another 3 are in the pipeline, because nowadays I don't know the mindset of the people. Many are not willing to come, even not willing to come as a witness, thinking that the moment they participate in any proceedings, CBI department will treat them as enemies and will give them charge sheet, etc. See, all those things are a part of the law. Defense assistant is a part of the law. Even for the defense assistant, the accused officer is not paying anything. His TA, DA, everything is taken care of by the department only. But many are not aware that this is the procedure or nothing will happen to them. This is what has happened. So in this process, I have to stay as, I'd say, additional commissioner for more than 20 years, say 2001 to 2023. 22 years in the same post as additional commissioner. Okay, it's a part of the life, I enjoyed. But there are some situations, like I told you, the book release. There was another funny thing used to happen whenever I go for lectures in NADT or the regional centers. There also biodata is already prepared. Whatever the faculty there in the NADT or the regional campus, they will only update what is your present posting. So everybody will come. The thing is that Shaji Jacob is a IRS officer of 1988 batch. He is additional commissioner in media range. Many people who are looking down immediately will raise their voice to see the villain. 88 batch and still additional commissioner. Then some people will think that a person in red, that general people, this person is in problem. Can I listen to him? Can I follow what he is telling? Tomorrow whether we will be in problem by following him? Rather than inside the class and outside the class, main point of discussion is not the subject but the person who presented the topic. I still remember when the present ADG Nandakumar came. The first session I had taken, he was present there. He found it very, very awkward. The next time onwards, he told everybody, all of his staff members that henceforth, you only tell Shaji Jacob belongs to 88 batch, he works in Chennai. See, a small change, how effective it can be, how the difference it can create in the minds of the people. This is what we have to understand, especially when we are dealing with, there are many persons with so many, say, physical or mental or other problems. Whenever you deal with a small change, that can change the whole scenario. Because this I faced only in the NADT and regional centers. Other places, I used to give the biodata. I myself will tell that 88 batch Chennai, so as to avoid any further discussion. So these are the small things in life which affect us, and we have to take, say, lessons from that to change it. Now, what about, say, tribunal, NADT, I think I have covered almost all those things. Only this thing, the person who has created trouble for me, in fact, many of my friends asked me to file a case. After they come out, you file a case like our great scientist Nambinaran of PSSC has done. I have thought about it. Then my daughter, the person who gave me support in all these difficult days, she used to tell, we are not here to punish anybody. You please forgive those who sin against you. I also want to do the same thing. Let him be in peace. I am declaring I don't want to pursue any legal remedies against him, but I have only a simple request to my junior colleagues here. Don't use your position to personally attack or spoil the life of anyone in your service. You may have some ego clashes. That is why there may be some ego clashes at home. But my wife is not at all involved in that. What is her mistake? The only mistake is married me. But she also has to stand in the accused box in a criminal court. That is not an easy thing. But that is why my only request, please don't trouble others unnecessarily. Because he thought that I am a big villain. When I took up this Department Defense Assistant matter, I still remember that was the first time I came. My investigation officer, the inquiry officer, Mr. V.K. Pandey sir, DAT investigation at that time, he helped me a lot initial periods when the procedural mistake or my line of interpretation, all those things, he helped me a lot. And in 2009, he went on to give it in writing. Issuing this charge sheet by CBDT was unwarranted. He did not stop telling that charges are proved or not proved. He told that issuing the charge sheet itself was bad. The person who issued the charge sheet did not understand the law. Finally, what he wrote in 2009 was upheld in 2021 by CBI court. In 22, that was accepted by CBC also. What he wrote is correct. But how many years? How many years we have to struggle? Because we will think that, okay, it is a process, because only when we face in the other side. That is why in all the sessions, wherever I used to go for taking session, I used to tell only one dictum. Government of India means when justice is done. There is no point in unnecessarily harassing anybody. You do justice, there only government means. Otherwise, only others in the pipeline. Somebody else, the representatives or whoever there is there, they will only make money. Because now I remember my physical education teacher in the college, he only asked me, concentrate on long distance running. He might have envisaged at that time itself, this person has to make a big marathon in the department. It may be all fake. Otherwise, I don't think that anybody else will be able to, because I used to tell, I have the record of say 21, 22 years in the same post, 13 years in the tribunal. I will pray that nobody should break the record I will tell, and I pray that nobody should, because nobody can withstand that pressure for more than 20 years. So I am sure that God will not allow anybody else to break this record, and it will remain forever. So, to conclude, it was a 35 years of journey and totally wedded to the income tax department. No deputation, no studying, no foreign training, all throughout within the department, with the department. So, I could meet different people, different colleagues, right from say Cochin days up to finally it ended up in Trichy. A lot of colleagues, they were all supporting. I don't want to name each and every bosses, but I told you earlier, all my superior officers, they were all helpful. See, good old days like Madhavan sir, Jason Mani sir, they all retired 20 years back. If they still remember me, 80-year-old persons, if they are still remembering me, that itself is my biggest strength. Anyway, I have decided not to take up any post-retirement job. In fact, I have not applied for anything. And I am not going to wear the gown of an advocate to appear before, say, tribunal or court, etc. First of all, that decision I have taken. If I enroll as an advocate, I cannot appear as defense assistant in any of the department inquiry. I feel that there should be a person because the gap is too wide. As I said earlier, very few people know about the service laws. and very few people are ready to take up that thing. So first of all, I have decided not to enroll as an advocate. Now, some of the speakers were telling about I got 4 promotions in a single year. That too, all with the SEC approval. Yes, I really thank the administration for helping me to get all these promotions after getting SEC approval, all this paperwork they have done. It is not a whole year, no, 1 year, slightly more, 15 months, that's all. But 4 promotions with SEC approval. I really thank the administration. One more this thing I want to point out. The first promotion came 13 months after I was exonerated by the court. Because at that time, one person in the hierarchy, he told that, okay, I am going to retire. 3 months before the retirement, I will not touch any vigilance file. He didn't realize that he is not at all taking any decision. In a vigilance and matter, decision is taken by the CBO, CBDT, that is DG Vigilance and CBC. Others are only post officers just forwarding. But this is the decision one person has taken. Because of that, but the whole year 2022 went without any promotion. Only because of some, say, faith or some feeling or fear of somebody, whatever it is. So, this is what has happened. And playing dual role, that was my hobby earlier. Then, because I used to tell that morning, I used to argue for the department in other cases. Afternoon, I will prepare the defense matters against the department. Now anyway, today's function, I especially thank my junior colleague, Mr. Vivekanand, the PCAT, for making such a surprise video. Now only I realized that I had these hobbies earlier. Okay, it gives an inspiration to go back to that hobbies with all the friends and enjoy those times like the good old days. In fact, he was expert in giving surprises. Tribunal days also he was with me. This was his habit. In some arguments, he will do some surprise. So that is what he also gave me as a gift, as a parting gift. So after the retirement, I want to have a peaceful family life. We have to visit so many places, pursue the old hobbies, spend time with the old friends, and share my knowledge in taxation and with the needy ones, and also to help the people who are affected people in some of these matters. Because that is a grave area, as I said earlier, many doesn't know or many doesn't have the courage to help the affected persons. Because we don't know, because we may think that it is only a simple shock of notice, but how their personal, family, social life is affected, many doesn't know. Then another occasion is to prepare a commentary on income tax. Because 35 years back, when I entered the department, there were commentary like Kanga Palkiwala, Sampath Iyengar, Chaturvedi Advasaria, but last 35 years, there is no commentary, no new commentary. All commentaries, it is only updated. Updated, you will get to Soli Dastur and team, or Aravind Datta and team, that's only namesake. Aravind Datta will be there, Soli Dastur will be there, after that, some juniors who are paid 10,000 rupees, 12,000 rupees per month. So what great support we can expect from them. That is why many of these commentaries have not lived up to their standard 35 years back. Especially when Mr. Rajaratnam is no more, there is nobody to help the ITR people also. So I am thinking of preparing an income tax commentary for the 21st century. It will have only provisions applicable from 2001 onwards. No older provisions like ATHSC, etc., outdated thing will not be there. Then, say, the relevant provisions, rules, forms, circulars, notification, everything will be together. So that if you touch one subject, whatever is related to that will be at one place. Say, for example, simple thing, 43B you take, 43B, what is the act? What are the relevant rules? What are the forms to be filed in support of that 43B? Then what are the notifications or instructions issued by the board? And what are the decisions in favor of the department and against the department? Everything will be in one place. That is what I am thinking of a Herculean task. But next 1 year, I can make myself busy. So finally, to conclude, Once again, I thank each one of you and wishing you all success in your future endeavors. I know that you will be able to do better and better and take the pride of this department to a much more heights. Thanking you. Jai Hind.